welcome you again to the Papyrus TV African News Highlights for the week. I am Vivian Alubeze, and today is 30th of June 2023. His Excellency Dr. Agbu Kefas has approved the constitution of a 14-member task force committee on the suspension of mining activities in Taraba State. The committee has Brigadier General Jeremiah Aliyu Faransa, retired, as chairman, and Major Ishaq Soje Mafindi, retired, as vice chairman. The committee members include Akpana Godwin, Private Ofoli Omini, and Private Ofoli Eket from the army as members. From the Nigerian Police Force, we have ASP Adamu Danya, Abdul Direba, and Habu Siroma from the Nigerian. We also have Sobt Haruna Yahaya, ASC 1 Bello Danjuma Yusuf, and ASC 2 from the NSCDC. Others include DS Oseni, AA Grigri, and HN Vanaruwa from the DSS. In a statement signed by the Chief Press Secretary to the Taraba State Governor, Yusuf Sanda, the 14-member task force has been inaugurated today, the 30th of June 2023, and are expecting to start work immediately.
We have witnessed a surge in mining activities, both legal and illegal, which has caused significant damage to our ecosystems. The revenue that should have been channeled into public welfare and infrastructure development has been siphoned away, leaving our people in their need. I urge the federal government and our development partners to support our effort in restoring the damage caused by years of unchecked mining activities. We need their assistance in implementing a comprehensive reforestation program, providing alternative employment opportunities, and strengthening our capacity for effective regulation and monitoring.
In a similar development, the Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, has, during his meeting with the squadron and commanders at the force headquarters in Abuja, issued a directive ordering all police convoys to obey all traffic regulations. In a statement, he said, "The force must lead by example so as to command the respect of the general public." He then pledged to lead by example by obeying all traffic regulations. He said, "Let me end this speech by reminding you that those who keep the peace must be the epitome of peace. Those whose duty it is to enforce the laws of the land must themselves respect and obey the laws of the land. Without obeying the laws, the police lack the moral high ground to interrogate and bring lawbreakers to book. Meanwhile, as you'll be returning to your various bases, I wish you a safe journey, and please be assured of my best wishes always." Speaking further, the IG also said the newly created Special Intervention Squad, will comprise 40,000 specially trained officers selected from the pool of existing police mobile force, personnel, and all tactical units across the country. These officers will undergo intensive pre-deployment training to make them combat ready for frontline operational duties in all the states of the Federation, with a particular focus on areas plagued with unrest and turmoil. By pulling together the expertise and experience of our PMF personnel and other tactical units, we can establish a formidable force that is well equipped to handle the evolving challenges we face. This dedicated force will bolster our capacity to respond swiftly and decisively to security threats, ensuring that our presence is felt and our response is effective in every corner of our country. 1,000 personnel from this new squad will be deployed to every state of the Federation for immediate operations as standby intervention units, while more troubled spots or zones will receive the remaining officers out of the 40,000. The IGP also said these officers will not perform routine police duties, but will be housed and kept combat ready at all times, engaging in daily training in readiness for deployments to intercept and neutralize high-profile criminals and those terrorizing our communities. They will be deployed to intervene rapidly and proactively in any situation necessary in the states of assignment, he concluded. Going to Zamfara, the immediate past Zamfara State Governor, Bello Matawalle, who lost his re-election bid at the just concluded general elections, has donated millions of naira to residents for Salah celebrations. This was made known by the Zamfara State APC chairman, Tukur Dan Fulani. He said the ex-governor donated 200 million naira to his supporters in the state for Salah celebrations. Mr. Dan Fulani said the beneficiaries include party members, stakeholders, women, youth groups and organizations in the state. Mr. Dan Fulani, who is also named as the chairman of the distribution committee, said other beneficiaries of the support were orphans, the less privileged, Islamic scholars, media practitioners, social media influencers and handlers. The gesture is aimed at assisting people to celebrate the 2023 Eid el-Kabir festival with ease. In appreciation, Dan Fulani thanked Matawalle for the gesture and described it as timely, saying it will cushion the economic hardship among the citizens and the states, especially at the grassroots. In another development, several buildings collapsed due to the flooding at Trademore Estate, Abuja. Some people reacted to the damage and said government should not have approved the location for the building since it is at the top of the water. Institution of Surveyors has revealed the reason for the flood at the Trademore Estate in Abuja. The president of National Institution of Surveyors, Sov Ibitoye Olomolatan, disclosed this on while briefing journalists on the outcome of his year's annual general meeting of NIS in Abuja. He advised Nigerians to always do a thorough investigation before acquiring properties in certain locations to avoid the Trademore Estate's experience. He also said that the terrain the houses are built is at risk to flooding. When you have low land close to water drainage or a channel, the water tends to settle in the nearby land after heavy rainfall, and any building within will suffer. That is why in our last AGM, surveyors gathered to proffer solutions and discovered that Nigeria needs to be proactive about solving flooding problems. The buildings should not be where we have lowlands or the altitude is at the same level as the drainage system. If they are almost at the same level, the risk of flooding is imminent. Only surveyors can determine a flood-prone environment. Meanwhile, the Lagos State government has imposed 1,000 naira annual fee on motorists for proof of ownership certification, POC verification. The state government will commence the collection of the fee from motorists beginning from July 2023 in Ikeja, Lagos. This was disclosed during the joint news conference with the Permanent Secretary, Lagos Ministry of Transportation, Engineer Abdul Hafiz Toriola, who said the state government had begun the implementation of the new initiative that aimed to streamline and enhance the process of ownership verification, which is the annual proof of ownership certification, POC, in line with compliance with the legal requirements fundamental to transparency, security and accountability within transportation network. In a statement, he also said, that the initiative was in accordance with the National Road Traffic Regulation 2012 as amended number 101, volume 99, section 73_1, which states that there shall be proof of ownership certificates for all registered vehicles. Section 73_1 to 6. He also added that the Commission shall establish and maintain a central database for vehicles and drivers for the Federation. The certificates will serve as official documentation of a vehicle's legal owners after the successful completion of the necessary requirements and procedures. The certificates will contain vital information including the vehicle's registration details such as license number plates, model, year of manufacture, in addition to owner's name and address. He said, having critically reviewed the challenges encountered in ensuring promotion of safety and security of lives and property through the issuance of the certificates in the state as well as in the nation, the Joint Tax Board, in its communique issued at the end of the emergency meeting held on the 9th of May 2023, made a resolution that the certificates be issued to motorists on an annual basis nationwide. The Permanent Secretary said the decision was aimed at tracking the real-time status and guarantees the integrity of all vehicles registered on the National Vehicle and Identification Scheme database. The annual POC was also printed and connected with other vehicle documents in the states. He further explained that through the POC, statistics of vehicular population nationwide could easily be obtained, while it will bring solution to the reduction of car thefts and recovery of stolen vehicles, as well as streamline the fulfillment of uniform licensing scheme mandates. He also stated that there are other benefits that includes the state's motor vehicle documents could easily be verified regardless of the issuing state, enhancement of national security and for planning and economic development. The Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has approved for it to commence in the state. The Permanent Secretary said that this briefing is to enlighten the public. Keep watching the Papros TV Africa. See you again next week.